Please listen carefully.
Hello, universe, and welcome to the Optimist Daily Update. I'm Kristy Jansen.
And I'm Summers McKay.
And we are part of the team behind the Optimist Daily, making solutions the news. We bring you reader-funded solutions news every day in order to change the tenor of news media, social media, and the direction of your day to help us all get focused on what's going right in the world.
7 days a week, we publish positive news stories written by award-winning journalists and delivered online to your inbox and through our social channels. And also, we are sharing the solutions in a commute-worthy, walk-worthy, home office-worthy, LinkedIn job posting-worthy podcast. Today is Wednesday, the 15th of December, 2021. Oh, Kristy, we have news.
Did you put our job posting on LinkedIn already?
I did. You guys, the most amazing and inspiring thing has happened for a member of our team. Amelia is graduating from the Optimist Daily. We are both simultaneously excited and empowered and devastated because Kristy and I, as mentors and teachers, love it when people grow.
And we also hate it. We
Exactly.
also hate it because it means they leave our little warm family and they go on to do other great things.
Exactly. And we have this hogwash moment. I feel like hogwash is like our swear word. It's a little like Harry Potter around here, but
one that you came up with when I wanted to say something different.
Yeah. So, hogwash. Amelia is moving on to new and better things. Amelia, I know you're secretly listening right now. Do you want to hop in for a second and just give a little love to the crew?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm silently listening, but I'll hop on to say that it's a bittersweet moment, and I've loved working on the Optimist Daily Update and with the Optimist Daily team. But I will continue to listen passionately and dedicatedly to the Optimist Daily Update every day, even if I am not the one working on it.
Oh, yeah. I love that commitment. And Amelia, you can contribute your favorite quotes when you're afar, like all of the thousands of readers who've been submitting their favorite quotes to us.
Right. Like our unintentional reader boondoggle of, hey, readers, what are your favorite quotes that have completely
overwhelmed
our customer support team, which is fine because we love that everyone listens and everyone engages. Anyway, Amelia, we are incredibly proud of you. I know you're going to be on the pod a couple times in the next week when Kristy and I are on vacation, but we are so grateful for all you have done to bring this show to the brilliant masses that it has now reached. And we love you and we're proud of you. And don't forget us in the funny papers, right? Now, Kristy, it's hump day. It's the 15th of December. It's 10 days before Christmas. Have you done your Christmas shopping?
I've done a lot of it, and I've also planned some of it. But yes, I've not all of it, and I need to come up with something for a white elephant party I'm going to on Friday. I need to find some good little thing to contribute to that.
You could tap into the Optimist Daily gift giving list for.
I could, I have. I've already. A lot of my gift giving has already been done from some of the ideas that we collectively sourced.
So I have been wrestling with gift giving and eco-conscious mindset because, as many of you know, my family and I live in Austin, Texas, but my extended family is in California. We're going to California for Christmas. I have made the decision that I am not shopping for anyone until we get to California, and that I am shopping locally in California for gift giving for my family there.
That's
because
nice.
there's just no point. I sent a few things on Amazon, like the baby step up potty training chair to my parents' house, just so we can make sure we have a few less accidents over Christmas. But I am trying to fly with the least amount possible. I'm excited for our journey, but I'm shopping there. So
it's also nice to have to support local economies. One of the gift strategies that I'm employing is buying like gift cards to local businesses, especially for like my husband who loves this one sandwich shop. So I'm getting him a gift card there. So it's a little, pay.
Wait, what sandwich shop?
Oh, South Coast Deli.
Oh, the memories. Super jelly. I want a sandwich there. I don't think we'll get up to Santa Barbara, but that is perfect.
Yeah.
Right. Like local jellies, local restaurants, local places that people can shop is so important. So, well, should we get to business?
I think we got to get to business because we got to get done with this so we can go do shopping.
We do. Well,
not shopping.
I mean, I have to do packing and somehow figure out how to get me and a toddler across the country. It'll be fine, actually. I think we're good with it.
Speaking of across the country, Summers, why don't you go first with your article for today?
Okay. All right. So my article is a little heavier. It's a little more serious. We at the Optimist Daily are particularly affected, just as many people in the world are, because we have emissaries who are in affected areas. We have readers and listeners who are in affected areas by the recent tornadoes that have hit the United States. Now, this headline reads, How to Support Kentucky Tornado Victims. Believe it or not, guys, at least 50 devastating tornadoes tore through parts of Arkansas, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, Ohio, and Tennessee this past weekend. More than 100 are feared dead, and widespread destruction will take towns months to sort through and rebuild. I've heard lots of interesting stories about how we can build more climate-resistant and tornado-resistant edifices, ways that we can support worker safety. But right now, we need to help those who are in affected areas. The following is a quick hit list of places that you can contribute to or support in order to help tornado victims. First, Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. This fund was set up by Governor Andy Beshear and will go to directly helping victims who have lost homes and loved ones. There is an online link for donations. CARE, which is an Atlanta-based nonprofit, is partnering with organizations on the ground to supply food, water, cash, vouchers to affected families. Aspire Appalachia, it is a nonprofit that helps people and animals in eastern Kentucky. Global Empowerment Mission, a Miami-based nonprofit that is partnering with Racing Louisville and Louisville City Football Club to ship in supplies for those affected. Global Giving, a DC-based nonprofit that has established a Midwest U.S. Tornado Relief Fund. Kentucky Counseling Center, which is helping with mental health. Definitely mental health is going to be critical now and through the future as far as relief goes. Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund, which is a GoFundMe page. Mercy Chefs, which is offering meals to those in need of the wake of disaster. And United Way of Kentucky. Now, as we all know, scammers can use crisis as an opportunity to take advantage of those looking for help or looking to help. It is imperative that any relief organization that you engage with, you do the research and make sure that relief will be supporting victims of this unprecedented climate event. Our hearts go out to everyone who is suffering, and please take a look at the article on theoptimistdaily.com. There are those helping in the world. There are those doing good. Let's help them get back.
Summers, one thing, I'm not sure that they can link tornadoes directly to climate change, although the number of environmental disasters in a single year is definitely linked to climate change. But it doesn't matter because this is a really horrible, horrible disaster for the people who've been impacted. And the devastations as these tornadoes touch down through the center of the country.
So what I will say, Kristy, is that while we can't link tornadoes to the evolving climate experience, we can certainly link tornadoes to the ways that we build our communities.
Definitely.
And the way that we build our houses and the way that we build our workforces.
Right.
And so the evolving climate and the crises that are engaged with the evolving climate, yes, you're right. We can't check this box and be like, all right, Arctic warming equals tornadoes, but we can absolutely recognize that the expansion of our own civilization has not protected people in the way that we know we can.
Right. And if you think about Kentucky and the center, that part of the country and all the different states that have been affected in I mean, tornadoes are definitely a part of the landscape there, and to build without those events in mind is unfortunate. And things like locking people.
It's not just unfortunate, it's kind of unconscionable.
It's unconscionable.
And like at the Optimist Daily, we don't usually say this stuff, and everybody who listens to this knows that I am super Amazon groupie. But I gotta tell you, from a workers' rights standpoint, and I'm gonna just like say the thing that's not popular right now, but like as an Amazon groupie, like the fact that Amazon employees didn't have their phones to receive the tornado warnings, etc., is unconscionable, unacceptable. And we can't accept that any further.
I read a report, which has not been verified, granted, but the candle factory, if they weren't letting people actually leave after the tornado warning because they have to get the stuff out for Christmas, I find that really
right. So there exactly. And you and I talked before this recording about fake news, right? We talked about fake news, and we talked about the things that inflammatory stories can really be propagated, and they can go so fast through a different method of communication than they ever have before. But workers' rights and protecting workers and protecting communities and protecting people is at the ethos of the Optimist Daily. And it seems without question that there was a systemic failure in several warehouses that cost people their lives. So I don't want to be a negative Nelly on the Optimist Daily update. And I'm the one who's like, and on the brighter side. But I will say right now, give love, give support. If you have abundance to share, please share it with those who are in need, because this is unprecedented and sad. And we can make it better by doing better for those who we work with and work for.
I agree.
And I am not even going to give you a transition.
Okay.
You own this from here on out.
All right. Well, in other news from the Optimist Daily, and the headline that I'm grabbing, which is a little bit lighter, but it also is addressing a super problem that we have to deal with in this world, a big issue, which is ocean pollution. And so I just thought this was a kind of a neat solution. I liked the idea of it, and that's why I'm talking about it. The headline reads, "Bug-inspired floating robots can help clean up ocean pollutants." And this is something that we talk about on the Optimist Daily. We write about it. The tremendous amount of plastics that are circulating in the ocean. There's other pollutants also that are cluttering the ocean. For example, oil, contaminants from drinking water, a runoff from our agriculture systems. All of these
microplastics from my face cream.
Absolutely, all of this. But all of these materials are very harmful to the ecosystem, to the ocean ecosystem, because they prevent vital oxygen from reaching the marine life that live under the surface of the water. And they're also quite toxic. And a lot of times they do float around on the surface of the water. Currently, to clean up things like oil spills, people are sent out on ships, and they do it by hand using inefficient and sometimes dangerous methods, depending on the weather and other factors. Those methods include breaking up oil into smaller droplets and then dispersing it, starting a fire on the surface of the water to burn off the oil, collecting it using skimmers. So this solution is a new one. It's thought up by a team from UC Riverside, and it was recently published in Science Robotics. But it's an elegant robot that has the ability to independently collect pollutants using a built-in layered film system. And the robots are kind of neat because they're modeled after insects that live gliding across the water surface.
I love the idea of these little water bugs with their like long spindly legs collecting things.
The device is called a Newspot, which is named after the classification of animal, which is Newstons, which is that's the bug that lives on the water surface.
The Newston. The Newston is the water bug. Right. There you go.
Yeah, and the Newspot is the Newspot. So it's inspired that kind of locomotion from that kind of a bug, and it's designed to pulse along any body of water in that similar water. Creating a flexible oscillatory movement in a robot is also in engineering first. And this is a new nature-inspired form of locomotion in a mechanical device. And that's the key to its control and its function. Also, they're using a film which contains iron oxide and copper nanorods, which act as a kind of vaporizer for that material that's the toxic material on the surface. And it works by converting light into heat energy, which allows the robot to evaporate the surface water, which also then powers its pulsing movement. So using light and water as the energy source makes the device renewable, which means it has a low impact on the environment, which is good in other ways. So this is not, it's not on the market yet, but it's kind of a cool, inspired by nature solution.
I love all these stories that are inspired by bugs and birds. And like when we actually look at the way that the natural world works, and then we're like, all right, how do we automate that with solar power to eat up the bad stuff? I think it's pretty good.
I mean, it's not that this gives us a pass for dumping oil or other things into the water, but there's so much out there right now that it's in vital need to clean up. So, hey, whatever, we got to do everything.
Exactly.
All hands on deck.
We got to do everything. All hands, all bugs, everybody on deck. All right, guys, other stories we have today. Ecuador's High Court rules in favor of nature saving Los Cedros cloud forest. Saga becomes the first UK firm to offer grant parental leave. I think that is fabulous.
I love that.
I love that. It's hard not to choose that one. Major automaker will incorporate parts previously rejected for cosmetic flaws. This reminds me of like gleaning for like ugly fruit.
Right. It's like the
imperfect
foods for car parts.
Exactly. There's a wearable battery that opens up new possibilities for medical monitoring. And what else do we have, Kristy? What do you see?
Well, a Kenyan LGBTQ community salutes singer Chimano for coming out. That's the African singer, which that's a brave thing for them to do. Tokyo becomes the biggest city in Japan to recognize same-sex partnerships, another milestone for the LGBTQ community.
Also a reminder that same-sex partnerships are not fully recognized in Japan, so get
absolutely.
Japan
and Africa are both areas that are very challenged in that regard. The U.S. is going to stop financing fossil fuel projects abroad, a good step, but they should also cut back on allowing them to happen here, I think. Finally, there's a new mRNA flu vaccine, which is showing success in clinical trials. That's one of the silver linings of this pandemic experience is just all of the research has gone into new medical technologies like mRNA vaccines. Yeah. And
did we learn a lot about mRNA.
They say that 20 times fast and see how that makes your tongue feel, Summers. But yeah, so that is the rest of the headlines for today, Wednesday, December 15th. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Optimist Daily Update. And we're going to say goodbye for today, but we promise to keep sharing positive solution-based stories with ideas on how you can participate in the changing world and help ensure it is changed for the good. We promise to keep covering current events with accuracy, legitimate sources, and offering you the information we all need to chart new paths for all of us, like where to give resources.
Exactly. Like where to give resources to those who are in need. And if you have already given resources to those who are in need, think about maybe also contributing to the Optimist Daily as an emissary at $5 a month. But honestly, today, guys, I'd rather you give to those in need after the tornado. So we will be back tomorrow with more solutions. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Ciao for now.